Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome back to the Red Estate. So today, I do believe we are going to be taking on the unstable flesh. The reward for it has turned into a focus ring, and I'm a-okay with picking up another focus ring. That accuracy and crit chance is actually quite awesome. So what I think I'm going to do is, remembering the fleshy bosses, the space we want to attack for it kind of varies a bit as it mixes itself up. So I think Villon for the ability to Iron Swan the back row, Wicked Hack the front, and if it bleeds the middle is a really good counter to this boss. And then I'm still absolutely loving Mandeville and her totally fancy build with Profane Scroll and a Berserk Charm from the second rank. Also, she'll bring a little bit of healing to our party, which we're otherwise going to be missing. And then for the third rank, Poyer, and for the fourth, Fitton, I think makes a lot of sense. This should be able to handle most things. Poyer is basically the most out of place. From the third rank, he's primarily going to be using Retribution or Bolster. He can Rampart, but when he does so, he's then going to switch spots with Mandeville and kind of mess up her mojo a little bit. So, yeah, I think I'll be okay with that. We've got plenty of gold and provisions galore ready to take us out. Everybody's trinkets are a-okay. That should be fine. Go ahead and pop into the provisioning screen, and it's a medium mission, but we don't have very good healing as we don't have a dedicated healer. So I'm thinking 3. Because this is the Warrens, and maybe we'll be able to grab some more with some medicinal herbs. Probably 3 shovels and like 10 torches should work. And then I think I'm going to do just a straight equal spread of 3 and 3 for those. Bring 2 of these guys, and then 1 of each of the holy water and keys, just in case. That is looking pretty good. Yeah, I think that'll get us through this. And we'll go ahead and learn a little bit more about the unstable flesh.
I could not store such a prodigious amount of offal, nor could I rid myself of it easily, possessed as it was by un-namable things from outer spheres. When excavations beneath the manor broke through into an ancient network of aqueducts and tunnels, I knew I had found a solution to the problem of disposal.
Interesting. Now, we have had characters mention that the tunnels were older than the manor before. I'm assuming that is kind of following up on that whatever is down here, presumably the swine people, like, had been living down here before, right? Like, they're the ones who constructed this stuff? Is that what we're led to believe? Okay, boss fight is going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got to be in that lower spot. That's the only place that really makes sense. So then, basically, our ancestors started using the Warrens as a dumping ground of disposing of his
such blockages are
experiments gone wrong, I suppose you could call them. I wonder if can I redo that? Yeah, it appears to use the torch from the first stack whenever I press T, and it's just a little bit of inventory management stuff I wanted to get out of the way. Now we do have 2 characters that are benefiting from low light. I might want to just let it go down. Haven't really decided yet. They don't, like one of the... Ew. Trap.
Traps lie in wait.
That's why I brought food.
Thirsting for blood.
One of the things I try to keep in mind, I'm not a huge fan of the trinkets that have, like the moon trinkets basically, that have an advantage in low light but a disadvantage in highlight. We're not using any of those. I mean, you could call it a disadvantage in that, well, she doesn't get her accuracy and crit chance in highlight, but she's just back to base stats at that point, and I'm pretty okay with that. All right. I think I will finally remember what this does, and I should just use it without doing anything to it. Occult scrawlings. We'll let Mandeville investigate. They were just dull and uninteresting. Okay, then. And then she walks into a trap.
Curious is the trap maker's art. His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
That's interesting. She's full. Why was I able to feed Villon, but I can't feed Mandeville after walking into a trap? That doesn't make any sense, right? Like, I'm not the only one that thinks that. You know what? I'm actually going to reduce that down to there. Wow. We might just have a straight, easy shot to the boss. Okay. Well, that is fine. We'll go ahead and get us off of 0. Okay. Well, this is... Oh, I'm an idiot. I saw it. I knew it was there.
To life,
I didn't...
with a singular purpose.
See, she can still eat. Why could she eat? Why is Mandeville full? Alright, I'm perplexed. I'm perplexed. I don't understand. It's really weird to me. I don't understand why the eating thing is working the way it is. I don't know that it's supposed to. So I think this is going to be our boss fight. We've encountered nothing so far, but let's go ahead and camp here.
Without kindling is a goal without hope.
Then he has got instruction and weapons practice, which are both amazing. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Our primary, accuracy, damage, crit. I'm actually going to give it to Mandeville. She should have her own. She can crit up and damage versus size 2. I don't think that will actually impact the unstable flesh because he's got all his components, but I think they count not as a 4-sized creature, but all individually. So instead, let's accuracy and dodge up our Plague Doctor, and now everybody has got some real fancy boosts. We could, if religious, we could reduce stress by 10. We'll go ahead and just encourage, take down stress just a tiny bit, and otherwise, I think we are raring to go for this boss fight. We are the flame. Alright. Wake up. Wake up! They're upon us. Finally, our first test of exactly how this party can run. No, that's unfortunate. Drums of Doom. A little bit of stress for everybody. Thankfully, the unstable flesh is not going to be a very stress-inducing guy, so I'm not too worried about that. And we can still stun from right here. It got resisted. We have like a plus stun trinket and everything, and it still got resisted. The game is just being mean to me.
Dazed.
Ow.
Reeling.
Thankfully,
About to break.
Oye is pretty tanky. And we're resisting the bleed, which I'm totally digging. Let's go ahead, try for the retribution here. He's gonna die. 11, and the bleed. We can get like one more attack on him. Take him down to 6. He is out of this, and then we can start crushing on the back rank. Okay.
Prodigious size alone
That'll
does
do
not
it.
dissuade the sharpened blade.
Oh, more stress. Again, not the worst thing in the world. We finally get a stun. It won't matter at all, as that guy's going to die long before he's going to act again.
The glory.
But, no biggie. Adrenaline Rush won't carry me into the boss fight,
Give
unfortunately.
them no quarter.
Alright, we take a little bit of damage. Let's see. Reorganize these guys. Eat. Will you eat now? You'll eat now. Thank you. Still, I'm sure someone has commented in the comments below by now as to what stupid thing I am totally missing as far as why Mandeville refuses to eat right off the bat, but other characters do not. I thought it would be like clear
Death waits for the slightest lapse
that's a
in
bleed that I'm going to want to
concentration.
get rid of. I thought it would be clear right at the start, and then their like full status kind of resets every time we get into a fight, and they're able to eat again right after that fight.
Quickly the tide turns.
Okay, we have double crit landing on the Hellion. I am not okay with this. Retribution doesn't quite get the kill, but does get him into his reposting state. Let's get rid of these guys as soon as we can. Ow. What do I want to do here? I could, you know, I don't think she needs the damage buff in this particular situation. We'll just let her do the damage instead. Just gonna get rid of him. Let's try ramparting into her for the stun and just keep her from being able to do anything more throughout this fight. Everybody's taking a little bit of damage. Oh, was that guy? Oh, not out of it yet, huh? Divine Comfort, 1 for everyone. It's like a heal for 3. Probably not actually that worth it. I think her Divine Comfort basically just sticks around for getting people off death's door. Otherwise,
as the fiend falls,
no big deal.
A faint hope blossoms.
Her HP is so low. So very low. Okay. I was hoping for a stun and for her to be able to adrenaline rush.
Perhaps the turning point.
But even without that, I can get her up to about half health. That's not too bad. I tell myself so I can sleep at night. It is pretty bad though. And another pack.
Wealth
awesome.
beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Now, what do I want to do in this fight? Do I want the damage and the crit and the accuracy? I think I really do. I'm going to go ahead and take us down to 1. I may regret this in the morning, but for now, we'll see. Ew. That was gross.
Such
oh my god.
Terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
That was actually a pretty terrible assault, and it left me with 15 frickin' blight damage. Oh my god. I could have used the holy waters before coming in here, and I actually was like, oh, I don't think he does any kind of bleed or blight things. I'm actually going to go ahead and just pop that now. Alright, what does he look like? I can blight him. I can. That seems to be my best option here. It's just a plague grenade out. With only 40% blight resist, he's got no chance against our plague doctor and all of her fancy charms. Now these guys have 60%, 80%, 40%. Alright, so they've got pretty big protection. So I'm thinking the Hand of Light for the huge damage and accuracy debuffs. Although, okay, that did get through. He's only got 40% debuff resist. I forgot to check that beforehand, but it turned out not to really matter. And then I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and bolster. Get everybody's dodge up a little bit. I think those dodges may mean the difference here is we do not have a dedicated healer. That is kind of awful. 80, 60, 60. Okay. And then bleed resist, 53 and 53. Or we could attack. Okay. Let's see what happens. Attack the back at 6 to 12. Or 4 to 8. I think the 4 to 8 makes more sense on the chance to get the bleed. We did get the bleed. That's going to add another 9. Good dodge. Good dodge. And another repositioning. Now these are the vulnerable parts of the flesh. They have no protection. Everything's got 10 dodge. They have high speed. Okay. So we'll just come out with one of those. Lovely. Ooh, it healed itself for 9. That's a little terrible. Undulating invasion. Okay. It's only for 9. It's going to heal again. Can't have this thing getting ahead of me in the damage over time and healing over time categories. Alright, we'll let you anti-venom. And then I'm going to bolster again. We're going to get that dodge chance as high as it can go. 80% protection, 40% protection. This thing's pretty easy to hit, and we could stack bleed on it. Okay. Ooh, that's bad. That's real bad.
At the very precipice of oblivion.
And it undulates again. As long as nothing attacks Villon here. Alright, it's going to heal again. Oh man, those heals are huge. I mean, it is taking a ton of damage over time from us already, though. Another blight. Let's try for this. 10 is okay. And I'm thinking at this point, we're going to use that. We're also going to buff to resist it. I'm going to go ahead and we'll go for the mark and the retributions and hope that pays off. The blight is huge here. Alright. A little bit of bleed. Do this again. 15. Not bad. Stack some more bleed on it. Also not bad. Alright. We've got 2 of them that are vulnerable.
Well struck.
Oh, that's huge. That is, like, amazing. Okay. Taking 12, but he's healing for 9 each time. Ugh. I'm going to, I think, just Retribution again. And then 8 and 8. Let's say it's got to be worth it. Undulating Invasion. Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. Death's Door and Blighted. We could end this. 17, 2 to 3. 18 to 16. 18 to 16. Crit chance is 30. Crit chance is 30. Only 12. But it bled out. Awesome. I really couldn't exactly predict how much damage I needed to do, considering I didn't know which of its parts were going to get to go next. We're going to continue adventuring for just a second. I can't imagine that we actually continue this. We've got 2 characters. Yeah, the only one who's not horribly injured is Mandeville. I think we've got to call it here. We wouldn't have enough to really pick up and go anywhere. So that's going to go ahead and be quest completed. And let's see what we gained. Not a lot, truth be told. The focus ring basically being our reward for this one. Some crests, some deeds, a couple of portraits, and just a tiny amount of gold. Basically enough to have covered our expedition in the first place. But we did get 2 more characters up to level 5. That is pretty huge on its own. Warrensphobe gained On Guard in the first round, which replaced Explorer. I'm probably okay with that. Mercurial, the Virtue Chance, not a big deal. Eldritch Hater replaced Warrior of Light. That's actually excellent, because I am not having her Warrior of Lighting anymore. Alright, fair enough. I'm pretty okay with the turnout there. Not a terribly difficult boss.
There is a great horror beneath the manor. A crawling chaos that must be destroyed.
Oh, don't worry, we killed one of the crawling chaos thingies. It's fine now. It's totally fine now. As you can see here, we got 2 levels up. Vipont did rebuke his love interest. Unfortunately, after getting syphilis from her, I can't really blame him. I mean, it's hard to go back to that, right? Yeah, poor guy. Everybody else, we took off basically some of our unlocked-in quirks from some of the characters, and Brad Wardine was the only guy we had with a disease in our entire lineup, so we got rid of that for him. We do have 4 characters now that are level 5. I think that is pretty awesome. As we sort by stress, we could see that Villon is definitely going to need a little bit of help. At 63, I think she's going to need a full round of treatment. We'll send her to the brothel. Fitton, however, at 37, just needs a little bit of relaxation. She could have a drink or two, and I think she'll be okay. Poye might be in the same boat at 34 and 29. Any of you guys got restrictions on anything? Nope. So you know what? Mandeville, you can join her for a ladies' night in the bar, while Poye here pops over to the Abbey for a little bit of meditation and thinking about what he's done. Yeah, I think otherwise we're totally fine there. We've got 4 characters that can take on a level 5 dungeon, so I think that may be the next thing. We're not going to go try to kill the Necromancer Lord or anything, but we do have some champion dungeons that we can run, and we're probably going to take on one of those. Actually not next week, because these guys are going to have to de-stress, but the week after next week, I suppose, is when we'll finally get into those. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, feel free to subscribe for more videos daily. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other episodes, and I will catch you guys next time.